Hello and welcome to Cars at 100, and on today's video we're gonna look at this 2021 Acura Tlx with a tech package. We're gonna look at this car from the outside, go inside and check out some of the features from the window sticker. And once again, this car was provided by the leasing company behind me. There are a lot of good deals right now this month on this car, so if you want more information about this company and how you can get the same car on the lease or finance, the information will be down in the description box. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into it. This is brand new redesigned Acura Tlx. It's very sharp looking, very nice redesign. The Type S that came out recently also kind of adds to the sportiness of this car, and this car is one of the cars that combines the luxury and sportiness with it. And if we look at the front, we have nice LED front lights, as you can see here, and they are very sharp looking, very interesting design. All the Japanese automakers kind of doing this sharp design, but all of them doing it differently to stand out in a crowd and see all these different cars on the market. And as you can see here, these are nice rims as well. These rims are 255/40 R19, so these are 19-inch rims all around in this car, and they measure the same tire width all around as well. And if we go around, as you can see, this chrome accent here on the car looks really nice, kind of adds to this silver color that this car comes with. And generally, I would say it looks very sharp in terms of this dual exhaust setup in the back, and they're connected with exhaust pipe. These are not fake exhausts, as you can see that some automakers are doing. Nice tail lights as well. These are LED tail lights as well, and they have nice Acura logos on the side here as well, as you can see. And we have the camera here located in the emblem, in the rear emblem, and we have the TLX badge here as well. And once again, you can also get the sport version of this car in terms of the sport appearance with the Ace pack, and sporty air version of this car with the Type S. And as we go around, you can see very good design in terms of this size as well. It's a very comfortable car on the inside, and generally it's a very nice car to drive, very comfortable. It combines luxury aspects, and as you can see, these are large side mirrors on this car, and they look really nice. They're side door mounted, and you have a keyless entry, keyless go on this car as well. That is included in the tech package. And overall, you also have the adaptive cruise control. That's why this emblem is housed in this plastic covering, so you don't damage it when you drive on the highway. Let's check out this car on the inside. In order to open this Acura Tlx, we have this nice key fob here, and we also have two key fobs that are included. As you can see, driver 2 and this is driver 1. So you have two different key fobs, and you know, this key fob is quite heavy, and you have a nice options here on the back as well. You have lock, unlock, and trunk release, and hold for panic. But also you have here physical key with the release of this switch. You can open the car if your battery dies on the key fob, so you can keep this key fob in your pocket, and you can open and close with the sensors that are on a door opener handle. As you can see, when we open the car looks very luxurious in terms of the, you know, choice of the trim materials here. You have this nice wood type of material, you have dark look overall here, and this wood and chrome kind of breaks the, you know, the coloring palette. And you have an automatic up and down on all four sides of the windows. You have a nice door close handle, and you have a ELS optional sound system that is also included in the tech package. You have a nice book pocket here, as well as the large bottle holder, and you have a trunk release button here, as well as the lock for the windows and lock unlock, and the side mirror controls here. As you can see, it's quite large entrance. There are no door seals, which is very interesting on this car. Very kind of surprising to me as well. You have a quite large kind of space here for the driver. Some cars have the hump there. This car is kind of utilizes the space, large space of it, and doesn't have extra kind of things in your way when you drive this car. And I like how as you can see, the steering wheel is kind of facing this way, not facing that way, not facing up, it's facing almost this way to the driver. And it's a very nice sporty feel when you sit in these seats. And speaking of the seats, you have nice stitching, perforation in the middle. Kind of reminds me of the A-Spec seats that previous TLX had, but you also have the A-Spec seats that are red and Alcantara included in the seat for the Type S as well. That has a very nice sporty feel to it and more bolstering than here, but you still have some bolstering up there and down here. You have automatic adjustments for the seats as well, and you have a seat memory seating here as well, the options for it. So if we jump inside, very nice comfortable feel right away. And if we close the door, very nice solid feel, and overall very futuristic feel in this cabin. And if we start the car, foot on the brake, and as you can see here, you have a nice middle stack here. And if we put the climate control on in this car and maybe lower a little bit the fan, but very nice layout, I would say very futuristic. You know, Lexus does this futuristic feel for the cabins, but also this car has a very nice futuristic feel inside the cabin as well. You have a hazard button right up there. Not the best placement for the such a button, but I would place it maybe a little bit lower so it doesn't kind of show itself as the first thing. But it's a safety thing, so it's important, I guess. And you have the climate control options right below it. You have screen there that kind of helps you navigate what type of climate control you have. You don't have to see it on the screen as well. And you have a dynamic mode here button, so you can go into sport, you can go into normal, you can go into comfort, and of course the car will change its behavior in terms of how it drives. Not so much in terms of the suspension, because I don't think this car has the suspension differentiation here in terms of the soft or stiff. But when you go inside into the individual, you have to press and hold, and you can adjust how the the car behaves. So individually you can adjust its behavior, but usually the car starts in the normal mode as a default, and it's kind of a balance between sporty and luxury feeling that this car is. And you have here the middle stack that continues with the transmission buttons, and these buttons are the same type of buttons that you have on the Honda cars, because Acura and Honda kind of the same company. And you have here options that you can go into drive, neutral, reverse. When you put it in reverse, you're gonna have the trajectory and the backup camera, of course. You also have a parking button here as well, and you have a start stop button, off or brake hold. So in the traffic light, you don't have to put your foot on the brake and keep your foot on the brake. You can just press this button, and it will have the option that it will, when you stop the car, it will hold the brake for you. And you have this option here for the infotainment. You can adjust the infotainment the way you want it. This is kind of a touch inputs. It's different that every automaker has, but this is something that you can have here, only what you can use to kind of operate that infotainment, because there is no touch screen on this car, which is one downside of this car. And you have heated seats and you have the automatic option to heat them. So basically it will know when to heat your seats. So speaking of the steering wheel, we have a very nice options on the left of the steering wheel. We have the options to control the that display, as well as the options on the right to control the cruise control options. And these two buttons control what's on the screen. They kind of do the same thing, both of them. And you have volume controls here, as well as the on and off button here for the infotainment, and cruise control options here on the right that I mentioned. You also have pedal shifters, which are quite nice, quite big for this car in terms of the design, and they're plastic. They don't have anything expensive about them, except the feel. It feels nice. This steering wheel is really nice. You have these grooved edges here for your hand, and it's kind of a hard leather. Reminds me of a luxury car, and the design is really nice. Even though it's not flat bottom, it's kind of like an egg shaped. As you can see, it's squished in the middle, and you have a 10 and 2 here, of course, but generally speaking, you have a nice gauges there as well. The A-Spec and Type S will get the red gauges on this car, red needles, and when you go into sport mode, the car will look different in terms of the gauges. The dashboard, it's very futuristic, very unique feeling, and it's quite large in terms of the design. You have the nice sound system as well. As you can see, the tweeters are up there, but overall I would say this is a very good design and combination of sporty and luxury in this car. And you have storage options here. You have this kind of storage option here. You have this handrest here, palm rest, I guess, and you have 2 cup holders, as well as the volume knob here, and the seat buttons here as well, track and seat. And you have options here for the middle storage as well. You have a 12-volt power outlet there. You have a USB type A's as well there. USB type C would be better, I think, in this generation of cars, especially in 2021. You have the glove box here. It's quite roomy, not that big. Some cars have bigger glove boxes, and this car is not a small car. And you have the rear mirror, which is frameless, which is nice looking as well, which is auto dimming. And you have the home link, as you can see here, for your garage. You also have the sunroof, and you have these distinction between the colors. So you have this white design of the interior. The top section and the bottom section is kind of a darker leather, and the wood kind of complements that as well with the chrome. I also have a window sticker, so you can check out all the options that this car comes with, standard and optional equipment, and you can pause the video at any second and see them. And as you can see here, this is $42,000, $500 for this spec of this car, and 25 miles per gallon combined, 22 in the city, 31 on the highway. And final assembly point for this car is Marysville, Ohio, USA. Let's check out the back seats. To enter the back seats, you also have a keyless entry here as well, so you can lock the car from the back doors as well, or you can unlock them. You'll be able to open the doors when the car is locked. And if we jump inside, kind of a very cramped space here, because this seat is almost all the way back, but I expected a little bit better. You have this plastic back here. I expected a little bit more leg room here and headroom on the back of this car, but overall I would say it's not that bad. You have the options here. You have the nice kind of door cards on the back as well, but you don't have any more the nice kind of a chrome surround for the speaker. But you have 2 vents here. Behind the front seats, you have the 2 pockets here as well. You have the handrest here as well, with 2 cup holders and some storage option. And in terms of the headroom, I would say I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm almost touching I am touching the top. So if I want to sit comfortably here, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but you know, somebody who's, you know, 5'5" or shorter than 6 feet will be more comfortable here in the back seats. Let's check out the trunk space. To open the trunk, you have the button here on the tail light, or you can open it through the key fob as well. And as you see here, it's quite a roomy trunk, and I expected a little bit better, to be honest, but you know, these cars have nice trunks in terms of the layout and the design of storage. This car does not come with a spare tire, which is interesting for such a car, but a lot of cars don't have the spare tire nowadays. They have the run flats, or they have the option to have the fix a flat kit. You can also drop down the rear seats through these levers here, and you have the more room to put something longer in this trunk. Let's check out what's under the hood. I hope you enjoyed today's review of this 2021 Acura TLX with the tech package. If you have any questions about this particular car, please leave a comment and I will get back to you. And I'll see you next time. Stay loving cars.